Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. How is everyone doing today? Hello. I am just going to I'm going to try to add Facebook. Let's see how that goes. Sometimes it lets me, and sometimes, I think it's adding. Awesome. Okay, so welcome in. It is the Friday before Christmas. Is everybody who celebrates Christmas prepared for your all your stuff? Is everybody prepared for everything? Good evening, Bridget. Good evening, Nora. Good evening, Bob. Good evening, Viv. How is everyone who's joining? I'm going to pull some cards. This is my member appreciation live stream. Or not member, just everybody, just a holiday appreciation live stream. It's been a long day. I've worked real hard this week, so pardon me if I'm a little wonky. Hello, Holly. The news has been a little crazy the past, 10 years, but few days especially, it's been crazy. Some stuff has come out this evening. So there's a lot happening, and it's a little overwhelming. So let me know in the chat if you are ready for the holiday, if you're done with your holiday, if you're traveling for your holiday, if you enjoyed the Soul Twin Stars podcast this morning. A new episode was released here on YouTube and everywhere else. We do have video now, so YouTube might be a better place to watch it than the other audio only platforms. My opinion, I like to see people's faces. Hello, Deborah. So let me know in the chat what is happening. I'm so glad you're here. As always, when we do card readings and Q&As, members and super chats get priority, of course. And I'm thinking about, depending on how many people join, I'm thinking about doing a, hi, Jojo. Hi, Doris. Thinking about doing a giveaway, but we'll see. We'll get there. Let's see how the night goes. If there's not enough people, then I can't do a giveaway. So let me know about your holiday plans. Let me know your questions. I have, for those of you who don't know, I have been certified by Mark Ireland in Helping Parents Heal to be a certified evidential medium. I went through a rigorous process of many readings and logistical things, and it was wonderful and stressful and amazing and incredible and stressful. But it should be stressful. If you're going to be certified to do anything, there should be stress involved. It shouldn't just be easy peasy for anybody to do. Hello, Tapioca. Hello, Lori. Let's see. Hi, Manx girl. Doris said it's hard for the holidays. Yeah, I know some people who are getting a little, the closer it gets, the more agitated they're getting. So I get it. Thank you, Bridget. Hi, Deborah Hall. Hi, Bird in 9C. Merry Christmas. So I've been certified to be a medium. Oh, thank you, Barbara. That is incredibly generous of you to say. I appreciate that. I needed something happy to hear today. I appreciate that. I do have this incredible $15 3-card tarot gift reading for any holiday. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Chinese New Year. I've done them all. And I pull 3 tarot cards and I write a specific reading for your loved one, and I package it up in a digital package. I have videos and blurbs about it on all my socials. if you want to look how it looks. And it is tailored to your loved one. So if you have a loved one who celebrates Hanukkah and a loved one that celebrates Christmas, and you want 2 different readings with 2 different designs, let me know. It's on my website. You can't miss it. It has a little red background with a green bow on it. And if you want to order multiple, a bunch of people are ordering multiples. You don't have to fill it out every time. You can just email me and say, I want to order this many, and then we'll just take care of it. So you don't have to fill it in every time. I just opened a bunch of dates and times for January for my 20-minute spiritual guidance special. This price will go away very soon. In the next week and a half, this price will go away. So book them now while they are available. And my $79 20-minute mediumship reading, I think my next available, I think I only have 2 left of that at that price, and those prices will go up too. Let's see. Order one of my books, either on my website or on Amazon. I have a digital version of Mediumship 101 or How to Become Your Own Medium. And all of your likes and shares and everything, or subscriptions, everything, any way you can contribute to my YouTube channel or any of my socials, just a like, a subscription, those are all wonderful. I'm grateful for all of them. If you want to become a member, that's awesome too. If you can't, that's fine. Just like, share, subscribe is fine by me. I appreciate it. Viv said, if you're ever having a tough day, just remember you're an angel to many of us. I appreciate that. Very, very much. Hello, Mandy, my bonus niece. How are you? You're so funny. Book club is going to be January. When I had some hiccups along the way that after we finished the last book club, and I was going to start the next book club, which is Don Miguel Ruiz, The 4 Agreements. I was going to start it right away, but I had some stuff happening and couldn't get to it. There was a lot of different moving parts and people visiting on days and times when we weren't expecting, etc. You know how it is during the holidays. So I just figure we'll start that in January. Hi, New York, Lori. Aaron said, remaining in gratitude. Life is hard for many in the world. Thanks to the universe for all blessings. I agree with that. You know, sometimes when we turn on the news, I don't watch traditional news, but I do watch some creators on YouTube and other places, and just to get a few snippets. That's all I can handle. But sometimes just those few snippets are too much and too heavy. So if you're feeling that way, please turn off the news. It's not helpful if it's upsetting you, especially if you are in grief, if you are struggling with the holidays and situations with friends or family or other loved ones. We all have different stories in our life. Sometimes we think we meet somebody and they look like they got it all together and they're all, having this perfect life. And then you talk to them and 5 minutes later you realize, oh, this person's going through some horrific stuff. Even though they may look a certain way and appear like they have it all together, everybody has a story. So we should be grateful. We shouldn't be envious if we see somebody who looks like, oh, they got it all together, because they have a story too. Everybody has one. So yes, we must remain in gratitude for the things we do have. I have said this many, many times. When you wake up in the morning, say 5 things you're grateful for. First thing, before you look at your phone, before you turn on the TV, before you make your coffee or brush your teeth, Say 5 things you're grateful for. And as I've said a million times, I always say, I'm so grateful for my bed. My bed is so cozy. It's my favorite cozy place. And I'm grateful for the sunshine coming through the window. I'm grateful for a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I'm going to go drink a cup of coffee that I will enjoy immensely. Um, so I always, when I'm in the right headspace, I try to remember gratitude. Gratitude and love are the highest frequencies. Gratitude is an attractor. Love is an attractor with the intention of just being purely grateful or purely loving unconditionally. Not if you're like, oh, if I say I'm grateful, I'm going to get something. No, that's not what I mean. If you really feel gratitude in your heart and love in your heart, you're going to vibrate at a higher frequency. Oh, hi, Mangled. Oh, how are things going? I didn't want to bother you. Let me know how you're doing. Bob, the CPA on the loose. Bob said, I did watch your show on hobbies and other personal interest stories. Many shared situations came to mind. Really enjoyed you ladies. Oh, thank you. I felt like that was one of the more boring shows. If you enjoyed that, watch all the other ones because we have a lot of stories we tell. Maybe too many. So if anybody's watched or listened to the Soul Twin Stars podcast, let me know. Are we oversharing? Are we undersharing? Sometimes I'm rambling on about a story and then afterwards I'm like, oh, maybe I went too far on that one. So let me know. Let's see. Thank you, Mangled. Complications managing. Okay. Such a good message. So grateful for for all the universe has blessed me with, so generous and loving, and all that has been done for me. Yes, absolutely. You know, I am very aware that everyone has life situations. Eckhart Tolle, who I highly recommend everybody read if you haven't already. He's got several books. A New Earth is my favorite. He talks about when you're going through something, instead of ruminating on it. Oh my God, this is so horrible. Oh my God, this is so horrible. It may be horrible. It may be horrible. It very well may be the most devastating thing you've ever gone through. Instead of concentrating on the horrible part of it or the devastation part of it, not dismissing it, just instead of concentrating on that part, take a moment and say, this is a situation that I'm in, and I'm going to be able to manage it. There is a time for grief. There is a time for processing. There's a time to go through, stages of taking care of the situation in whatever way, a million different options, right? But try not to get overly wound up in in your head about how devastating it is. Right. Aaron said the last stage of grief is acceptance. And I don't mean skip the stages of grief if it's for example, if it is a grief situation. I don't mean skip those stages. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is being able to manage and regulate your emotions appropriately and understand this is a situation. And right now, I have to go to the grocery store and get food for my kids, even though I'm grieving this other situation. I have to have the wherewithal to be able to function as a human and understand that this is a situation, and I'm going to pause it. And then later today, for example, I'll take 2 hours to process my grief for the day. Something to that effect. It's a little more complicated than that, but basically it's, I've been to funerals where there were people in the congregation at the funeral that were making it about themselves, the living person, and being so overcome that they distracted from the mourners for the person that had passed. They distracted and brought all the attention on themselves in such a dramatic way that they were forgetting that they're not the only person mourning. So we need to have some emotional management in a situation, not skipping the mourning phase, but just realizing I don't want to be selfish and take away the attention on everybody who's supposed to be mourning the person who's deceased by putting the attention on me. That's an extreme situation I witnessed. So, not taking away from the mourning, but don't put the drama in the situation. It's not helpful for anybody. Aaron said, absolutely. It's after you've gone through the other stages. Yeah. And I will say, Aaron, and everybody else, we can grieve in the stages aren't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 acceptance. That's not how it works, right? Anybody who's been grieving understands that grief can go 5, 3, 12. Where'd that come from? 2, I'm back to acceptance. And then a week later, boom, you get hit by another wave. And that's not just for grief of the loss of someone or a human or a pet that you're grieving their passing. It can be grief from a relationship. It can be grief from a traumatic situation in your life. Grief isn't just for when people pass away. Grief, there's many types of grieving, and we can think we're recovered. And this came up in a reading I did yesterday. And Spirit is reminding me to repeat this. Somebody here needs to hear this. When you have, say you're 25, let's say, remember when you were 25. Some of you may be 25. You're 25 years old, and you go to therapy to deal with a situation, right? And the therapist gives you the tools and guidance, and then you do all the homework and you go through your process. And then you're like, okay, I can manage this now in my life. It's still a thing that happened, and still I get triggers, but now I can manage it. And then you're 45. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you get another wave of that trauma coming back. And you're like, wait a minute. I dealt with this already. Why is this coming back again? I already went through this. I don't want to go through this again. And I got this download when I was doing this reading. And, I knew you could get other layers, right? Other layers of grief later or processing. But the way Spirit showed me how to process through this was, and why this happens is, as you grow and mature and hit different phases of your life, you're able to process that thing in a different way. You're able to go through a new management system, let's say. Like you got a new manager in your brain. Now, before I had the old manager, now I got a new manager in my mind, and the new manager says, I can deal with this situation this way. The new manager brought you new tools because the new manager had new training. And that's an analogy, obviously, right? So understand that you can process something at 25 and then it comes back 20 or 30 years later, and you have to go through another layer of that healing because you have new tools You've learned new things. You have new life experiences. So it's okay if any type of grief or trigger from any trauma comes back. In the holidays are really, really notorious for triggering everybody. Plus, the news isn't helping, right? The news is very triggering for a lot of people, especially right now, and the holidays. And so it's like a double layer. So if you're someone who has to go spend time with someone who harmed you, and you're watching the news that's coming out today and over the last few weeks, you may be quadruple triggered. Like, oh my God, I can't go spend time with people who still have a relationship with the person who abused me. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to spend time with people who still have contact with your abuser, who still accept your abuser into their lives. Because by accepting your abuser into their lives, they're dismissing your feelings entirely. So you don't have to be around them. So that's really important to understand for all of you who may be struggling with deciding the person you're going to visit didn't directly abuse you, but they support your abuser. So I missed some comments. Dora said, still grieving now, the holidays, doing my best. Had to go to a holiday party. I did my best, just a different life. Yes, it's a different life. And you are going to get through it. And we're all here with you. We're all here just to build a community of people who can support and love each other and help each other. And I've introduced many people to each other through my mediumship, and just you guys in the chat get to know each other and contact each other. And I love that. And that's beautiful. And it makes me so happy because we need each other. We need each other. We need to find like-minded people who can understand and be open-minded. Lori said, hello, in my car listening, thank you, and need to go and prepare gourmet meals for 8 cats. It's been an interesting night. Hoped for enlightenment on 12/19. Holidays are hard. I needed to hear about grief. Thank you. Thank you. And good luck with your 8 cats. That sounds like a lot of responsibility. And it's a new moon. It's a new moon, everybody. Today is the new moon in Sagittarius. I'm pretty sure that's correct because it's the end of Sagittarius season. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Barbara said, I did not mean that you were not an angel to others. I just needed to tell you that you have helped me. Sorry if I offended anyone. I don't think anybody was offended. I appreciate that. I appreciate the correction, but I feel like we're good. We're all good. Aaron said, love my new manager. It took me a long time to get here. You know, isn't it beautiful when you get your new manager? And I'm going to write that down in my little journal. I have a journal. I call them Nik-isms, N-I-K, Nik-isms. The new manager. I have a whole list. The new manager to help you manage the new parts of your life. It's like being, it's like a moment of clarity. New manager. And I'm going to put moment of clarity in parentheses. If I don't write it down, y'all, I forget. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. And if I don't write notes about it, I will forget what I was writing. You ever do that? You jot something down and you go back and you look and you're like, what? I can't even read my writing. What was this? I feel like I've heard people say when I was younger and they were in their 50s and 60s and 70s, Oh, I'm so much happier now. I'm so much happier now. Like, and I agree. I just turned 55 and I'm like, I've never been happier, more self-assured, more steady in my decision making and just in general in life. Like I'm gonna be fine no matter what decisions I make. Um, Jane said, Jane, and I'm so sorry about the kitty. I also just recently had to put my elderly cat down that we adopted from my son just a couple months ago. Also a black cat. Many of you met Musha. I brought her on screen several times. Jane said, even after 26 years of my son transitioning, I still get triggers and go through phases. Exactly. And you probably always will. It will never completely go away. Absolutely. My mom died almost 40 years ago. It'll be 40 years in April. And I still get waves of, wow, I haven't had a mom for 40 years, for almost my entire life. Yeah, I get it. Linda Larson, you are so welcome. Mangled said, joy is contagious. Lucky kitties. It's hard to have a child with the abuser. I left him when I was 26. Now I'm 41. Bird said that. Yeah, because you don't realize until it's too late that you're being abused in some cases. Sometimes you're with someone, and because you may have had a traumatic background, the abuse starts in slowly sometimes. And you don't notice it until later. And you're like, oh my God, I let myself get abused by that person. And I didn't even notice how bad it was while I was in it. So you have to give yourself some grace around that. You have to forgive yourself for that because, as they say, when you know better, you do better. And yeah, it is very hard. I've heard many stories similar. Oxford Cat, hello, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Dawn. You're welcome, Doris. Bob said to say one day you will look back at those times and be thankful of where you'll be. Won't be long and it will be all that better. Believe it and it will be. Yep, that is possible. Oh, you're welcome, Jane. Feliz cumpleaños. Thank you. Yeah, I am a 12/7 birthday. Hi, shooting star. Let's see. Aaron said, what we do for love or a relationship. We live, we learn. Exactly. I'm going to pull a moonology card. It's the new moon. It's almost Christmas for those of you who celebrate. The solstice is in a couple of days, the winter solstice. And for those of you who don't know, my master's degree is in astronomy and the science of astronomy. And I can tell you what the winter solstice means if you don't already know. Oh, Bridget, 12/7's the best. 12/7's the best. It's a very powerful, 12 and 7 are very powerful numbers. I'm not biased or anything. The winter solstice is the reason it was celebrated by pagans, was because it's the time in the northern hemisphere where the daylight is the shortest. Most of you probably are aware of that. And the darkness is the longest. But after that day, the daylight gets longer and longer and longer, so that you're moving closer to spring so people can plant their harvests, back in the olden days. And still now, we use that for farming, but most of us aren't farmers, so we don't have to think about it. But back before we had grocery stores like we do now, everybody had to think about the winter solstice, the spring equinox, the autumnal equinox, and the summer solstice. So we had to follow the seasons constantly all the time. It was very important to keep us alive. Bridget said, if you're anything like Evelyn, you're also amazing. Appreciate that. That's wonderful. Thank you. Jane is December 3rd. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, and your daughter's in a couple of days. That's wonderful. Okay, here is the card that flipped. I got a flipper. The super moon. Emotions are running high. Anybody else feel their emotions running high? I feel like my emotions are so running high for a variety of reasons, right? Life, news, holidays, all of it. Stuff, just life stuff. Emotions are running high. Whose emotions are running high? The trick with that is being able to manage it. So tell me in the chat, yes or no, are your emotions running high? And if you have questions about how to deal with your family, if you are going and you don't want to go, or how do I deal with this situation? I don't want to see this person, but I need to see this other person, and they're all going to be together. Like, let me know your situation if you have questions about it. Let's see, Lori. It's for some reason it spelled out all of your emojis. It says fish, orange, wide eyes, hourglass, purple sand. That's funny. Oh, Diane, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Barbara said most definitely, and Aaron said yes. So high emotions. Gina said, I think I may have started perimenopause. So yeah, I feel nutty. Yeah, that can really take a toll on women. Your hormones, and I just want to explain this for those of you who aren't aware. If there are any men watching and you know a woman who may be feeling a little wonky during perimenopause or menopause, we can't control our emotions. We can control our reactions. We can regulate it, but the waves of emotions that are caused by the hormones that come through our body, it starts in the brain, goes to the thyroid, goes to the adrenal gland, to the ovaries, and out through your body. We have no real control over that, and they can last for days or weeks. So if you have a woman in your life that's moody from their period or perimenopause or postmenopause, just be a little gentle with them. You don't have to, don't allow them to be mean, or, you don't have to be mean if you're going through it, but just realize, take 3 deep breaths and breathe through it. And some people need hormone replacement therapy. Okay, so here we go. New York, Lori, I feel my emotions are in check. Good. Thank God. Somebody else asked something. Bob said it was a way for those living then to mark time to measure our progress and pass it on. Well, marking time, but mostly it was for agriculture to start, following the motions of, the sun and the moon was mostly for agriculture. And then I could do 100 hours about the sky, the night sky in ancient civilizations. That stuff is totally in my heart. Vivian, I've been so emotional lately. It was never that way before. Well, you've got a lot of spiritual awakenings happening. Vivian is one of my mentees, and she's having one awakening after another, and realizations. It's not always just a spiritual awakening. sometimes you're having emotional realizations that you have to process too simultaneously. If you are practicing any type of spiritual modality, you have to get your you have to process through your baggage to a certain degree, because you can't do readings for people if you're carrying a lot of baggage, because you will transmute your unhealed trauma onto your clients, and that's unethical. So when I have my mentees, um, I always make sure before they can move on to a certain degree, they have to have a certain amount of their baggage in check, because you don't want to pass on that negativity. All right. Lori said, "Oh dear God, yes." Oh, good, Aaron. Well, yeah, it is hard sometimes. When you have to wait, and the day can seem really lonely if you're alone on the holiday. Bridget said Perry lasts for years. Oh, I know. Hi, Carol. I'm glad you're here. Thank you, Mangold. Bridget said, worst part of my life regarding hormones, never had issues prior and not many now. Well, that's good. Oxford Cat, a lot of awakening I'm receiving is also impacting me physically, digestion, energy, sleep. You need to talk to Vivian, because she's having some physical stuff happen too. So Oxford Cat and Viv at each other. Bird said, yes, that's true. I've done a lot of readings, but now I focus on myself. Hi, Joan. Yeah, so we need to have a lot of healing before we help others heal. Now, I am not saying you have to be completely healed, because no one's ever completely healed. You just have to reach a certain level of healing to understand that you should not pass anything of yours negative on to your clients. As long as you can, and you can be 20 when that happens or 80 when that happens. There's no real perfect age. It's not like you have to be a certain age, because everybody processes differently. All right. Yeah. Oh, girl. Aaron, yeah, all that hormone stuff. But men go through hormones too. So they just don't realize that's what it is. Men are moody. I call it menopause. Men get just as moody as women, just in a different way. They definitely react to things differently. But they definitely, men's hormones change through life too. It's just women societally have been blamed for being too hormonal, but men are the ones shooting their televisions when the Dallas Cowboys lose again in the playoffs. I like to hate on the Cowboys because I'm a Niners fan. Life's revenge is men lose their desires. Oh, all right. I did not know that. What do you mean? You just like lose your desire to be intimate? Is that what you mean? Yeah, let me know. That's interesting. Crying like babies, Cindy said, when they are sick. Yeah, man flu. I call it man flu. My very best friend is taking care of her mom, who just had hip surgery, and her stepdad, who, like 2 days after her mom's hip surgery, fell and broke his hip and had to get pins put in it. So she's a caretaker for them and their dogs. And she said taking care of him is like much more challenging. That's all I'm going to say. Oxford Cat. Gina said, yeah, I'm not going to pew my TV. Yeah, exactly. You guys see it, right, on TV, or they burn the jerseys. It's interesting. Men men in society, this is not a criticism of men. This is a criticism of society in general. Society says women are too emotional to do certain things. But then you see video after video of men burning their jerseys when their team loses, or kicking their television, or, screaming, that's an emotion. It's just more socially accepted for a man to be angry than to be vulnerable. So think about that. Lori said, I appreciate just listening to you talk. Oh, thank you. Aaron said, nice way of saying men medically lose their, but they have meds for that now. Oh, I see. But is it the desire or the function? Because you said desire. So I was just curious. Do men lose their desire to be intimate, or do they just lose the functionality? Hi, Alma. Happy holidays to you. I'm just curious. I just am curious. Cindy said, my brother and I just had a huge argument about the difference to women and men. That is what some are taught. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Bob said, body chemistry plays havoc with our bodies, minds, and these things add to our burdens, men and women. Yep. Cindy said, men don't cry. I have seen my husband cry for very certain, specific situations. I will say that he's more vulnerable the older he gets. He's in his mid-50s. Oh, low T. Okay. Yeah. All right. I was just curious because, it's interesting to have a man's opinion in here. Yeah, I guess I technically knew that. I just didn't know if it was the desire or the desire and the function. Joan said mostly the ability. See, it's confusing because, okay. Mystic owl. Sorry, that was hard to read. Hello. Lori said, that's a lot. I am retired but disabled RN. I can hardly care for myself these days. Yeah, it is a lot for her. They used to be taught that. Any thoughts for us for the weekend? Do you have a specific question? Men cry, we're vulnerable too. Yeah, situationally, right? You have to feel really safe to be vulnerable. Oxford Cat said, I agree, had to take a lot more time to stay at home and make sure I medically knew what was going on. Thank you, Mangold. All right, so, oh gosh, I talked for 44 minutes already. Dang, I didn't realize that. Men are told it's unbecoming. When I grew up, I'm Gen X, and I heard growing up, big boys don't cry, big boys don't cry, big boys don't cry. So that's how my generation was raised. Don't show your emotions. Don't show your emotions with crying. Anger's okay. Being happy's okay. Nothing else. That's what our generation was taught. Bridget said, different each person, male or female, symptoms can differ. Yeah. Check with your doctor, of course. Yes. All right. So in the time I have left, I want to pull some cards. I appreciate all of you being here. Bob said, sometimes when in a dark place and feeling sorry for myself, I give myself permission to cry, and the emotional release feels so freeing. Absolutely. All right, Dawn is first. I'll put your name up here so I don't forget. I'm going to pull Cosmic Energy Oracle cards. I appreciate you guys spending this Friday night with me. It's just wonderful to be here and to be chatting. The holidays can be so hard. Dawn, nurture. You need to nurture yourself. You need to give yourself some extra love, some extra rest. If you're tired, rest. Don't feel like you need to do everything for everyone right now. Prioritize you and your own emotional, mental health, physical health. Prioritize yourself. Okay. Dawn, nurture. Nurture yourself first. Nurture yourself first. Okay. I'm going to go through as many of these as I can. Cindy, for your sister. She says, whether you believe it or not, I've always supported you no matter what. Let me know if you understand why she's saying that, Cindy. That's a message that I heard for you. Whether you believe it or not, I've always supported you no matter what. Gina. Oh, wow. That was quick. Did you see that? Friendship. Cherish friendships. I feel like you have friends that are more closely aligned. That's the words I'm hearing. Closely aligned with your beliefs and spiritual journey. Your friends, you have some friends that are more closely aligned than maybe your biological relatives. Okay. That's for you, Gina. Friendships. Hold those who are closely aligned to your belief systems, hold them close. Doesn't mean the hell with everybody else. It just means build that support system. You're welcome, Erin. Jane, I hope your kitty cat's up there with mine. They are playing in the grasses and chasing bugs through the flowers. Jane, communication. So Jane, somebody is either having a hard time communicating with you, or you're having to communicate something specific to someone. Choose your words wisely. And if somebody's communicating something to you, shift your perspective when you hear them. Listen to listen, not to respond. Listen to hear what they say, not to respond. And if you have to communicate, choose your words wisely and diplomatically. That's for you, Jean. Card for 2026 for Bridget. Now, I don't know how many of these cards I'm going to get through. I'm going to do the best I can. 26, Bridget. Whoop, that was a lapper. Embrace change. Okay, so Bridget, something is changing in your life. Either you're moving, a new job, a new relationship. Something is changing in your life. Something big is coming. Embrace it. See the butterfly? It's a symbol of metamorphosis. Something is changing. 2026 is a 1 year. We're ending a cycle. This is a 9 year. 2025 is a 9 year. 2 + 2 + 5 is 9. Next year, 2 + 2 + 6 is 10. 1 + 0 is 1. So we're entering a whole new cycle. And so this may be a very big year for you. And I'm probably not going to get to all the comments at the end if you are giving me, well, let's see if I got anything. You're welcome. Oh, good. Okay. All right. I'm trying to go. Oh, good, Alma. I'm glad you're in San Francisco. Be careful where you go. Where are you going, to the city proper, or are you going to the peninsula? All right, Bridget, and then Shooting Star. Okay, Shooting Star. They're telling me to shuffle again. I'm a shuffling fool over here. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. And as always, to support your favorite creators, likes, shares, subscribes are all free. All of those are free. Super chats are always welcome. Memberships, if you're not a member, always welcome, but not necessary. But likes, shares, and subscribes put me out in that algorithm and allows me to do this more frequently. Card for Shooting Star, Awakening. So I think I already know this about you because you've been on my lives before, but you're awakening spiritually, and that's going to just continue to get greater and greater and greater, bigger and bigger and bigger. That's going to expand, especially going into the next year. Keep somebody's saying, keep doing good work, keep being moral and ethical. So I think that means that that's part of what you're already doing. Keep doing it. Keep doing it that way. Sometimes we want to hurry up and get there, but sometimes we get forced to slow down. I have some mentees on here, and sometimes we get forced to slow down. Spirit will slow us down when we're going too fast because they're like, no, 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 no. Can't go too fast. You got to slow down. All right. Lori Moore. Lori Moore. Okay, abundance. Okay, so some type of abundance is coming in for you, Lori Moore. That could be emotional abundance. It could be material abundance. It could be monetary abundance. It could just be, I'm content and I don't need anything else and I'm perfectly happy. That is a type of abundance as well. So again, going into 2026, today's the new moon. New moons are great times for manifesting. Today is the new moon. Manifest your shit now. Whatever you need to manifest, do it now. If you need to make moon water, do it now. If you need to say a little prayer or burn incense, whatever your ritual is, do it, everybody. Today's the day for manifesting. The solstice is in a couple days, and then the new year. This week is powerful. These next 10, 12 days, powerful, powerful, powerful. And then we get a new moon right after that. A full moon right after that. So from now till the full moon, whatever you need to do, manifest the shit out of it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. You can accomplish anything. So I will review my manifestation technique, okay? Number 1, set your intention. Okay, what's your intention? Make sure it's moral, ethical, and for the greater good. Number 2, do the work. If you want to be a lawyer, you can't just one day wake up and be a lawyer, right? You have to do the work. You have to go to school. You have to study. You have to pass the bar. You have to get a job being a lawyer. You have to apply for those jobs and have a resume and do all the stuff. So do the work. Allow yourself to receive it. Some people block ourselves. Sometimes we don't think we deserve to be a lawyer or to have success or to be happy. We all deserve to be happy. We all deserve to have success. Allow yourself to receive it. Make Post-it notes. I have Post-it notes with my I am statement. I am a successful and prosperous medium and mediumship business owner, with a whole bunch of stuff. I say that repeatedly every day. In the morning and at night, throughout the day. I meditate on that over and over and over. But I do the work, I allow myself to receive, and I've always set my intention. Okay? So that's my little rant about manifesting. From now, the new moon to the full moon, manifest your little faces off. Manifest, manifest, manifest. Now is the time. We are going into a new cycle. A 1 year. Do it. Do it now. Okay? New York Lori. Collaboration. So somewhere along the line, Lori, you need to be collaborating with somebody. And I just feel like this has, I don't know if you've got something coming up with the holiday, or you're traveling, or you're trying to collaborate some type of holiday event, something over the next couple of weeks, 10 days, collaboration. Okay. when you collaborate well with people, now the other person has to collaborate well too. It's not all on one person, right? Everybody has to do the work, has to be part of the team. It always makes everything better. Okay. Thank you, Bob. Oh, Oxford's chatting with 3-Eye Atlas. Yes, Lori, make a list. Yes, yes, yes. Lori Moore said yes. Thank you, Mangled. Vivian. Shooting Star said yes. I think I kept forcing it, but now I just let it flow. Get in the flow. I just had that talk with one of my mentees the other day. You got to let it flow. You got to let it flow. Let it flow. All right, back up to my list. All right. Hi, Secret Charla. Debbie. All right, Debbie Trout. Oh, Debbie, they're saying you got it all together, lady. Oh, all right. Love. Debbie, this is a card of love. Look at that. The 2 love birds there. So in your life, you need to build the relationships that you feel unconditional love in. So if you have, it doesn't have to be romantic love. It can be, but it can also be friend love or family love. Any love relationship you have that you feel is resonating with you, build on that. There's always room for more love. Build on that. Alma said, going out to have fun in the city, but thought it might be nice to get a group message. Are you at, okay, I'll just pull a card. I'm assuming you're asking for a card. Be careful in the city. It's not the same as it used to be. Oh, transformation. It's going to be a transformative trip. You're going to have a lot of realizations while you're there. Perfect. That's great. Love it. It's going to help you evolve in a certain way. Bird. Divinity. Every moment is filled with divinity. So this is telling me, birds, you need to take note of the beauty around you. If you live where it's snowy, take note of the sunlight on the crystals of snow, right? The little bright sparkles. If you live where it's not snowy, if it's grassy, like where I live, it was 80 degrees today. There's dew on my grass every morning because it's so humid. I always take note of the sunlight going through the dewdrop. That's divine, right? The leaves on the trees, the lake, the ducks, the birds, the snakes, the bugs, whatever it is for you in nature, notice the divinity and pay attention. Barbara. Okay, now I don't make financial predictions, but I'll pull a card. Okay. Everyone pretty much in the country right now is under some financial strain in some way, except the billionaires are doing good. The rest of us are like, what the, right? So, financial. Universal wisdom. This is a perfect card for that. Tap in, meditate, and welcome abundance. See abundance flowing. Be grateful for everything you have. You cannot, anybody, not just you, anybody cannot be abundant if you are not grateful. Okay. Now, I am not talking about nefarious people who are robbing people blind and on government welfare and getting all these government funding for billions of dollars for this and that. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about regular, everyday people like us. Tap into the universal wisdom. Pull in with positive intention, good intention. Pull in abundance with gratitude and good intention. And it will come. It will flow. You just have to know it. You have to see yourself in it. You have to see yourself in the success. Mystic Owl. Court date. Peace. So this is what I see. I see your daughter sitting peacefully in a meditative state. She needs to meditate. She needs to center herself because the anxiety can cause worse things to happen. If you center yourself and you be calm, not only does that just help your mental health, it also, the being present and in the moment will help her deal with whatever the outcome is. Okay? It's not a prediction of what the outcome will be, but she has to find peace within her to be content with either outcome. So good luck to her. All right, let's see. Oh, the card had a cat. Oh, okay. All right, I'm trying to get through. All right, Miss Patty, card for your sister-in-law. I'm going to do a couple more. I'm getting tired. Awareness. Your sister-in-law needs to come to a place of awareness in being in the present moment. That means not judging everything that's around you, not judging people that are around you, not looking at the material part of the world, but awareness that this universe is much greater, bigger, and more powerful than we can ever imagine, and we can tap into it, but we have to let go of judgment and let go of the three-dimensional material part of this world. Okay, let's see. Aaron said, Nick gave me a beautiful message a while ago. I'll leave the cards for all of you. Hope you get a message. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, Miss Patty. Miss Patty, you can stop commenting now. I don't like it when people spam. Like, one comment's enough. If I skip it and it's been 30 minutes, then you can comment again. Jane said that makes sense. Perfect. Tapioca. Hello. Card for January. I guess keep seeing new beginnings, connection. So you're going to make some kind of connection. This doesn't have to be romantic love. It can be romantic love. If you're already involved in a romantic relationship, you can have a better connection with that same relationship. It could be a new relationship, not if you're already in a relationship, obviously. Or this just could be a new connection, a new platonic connection. Okay. Glenda. I'm trying to go fast. Cards aren't cooperating. Oh, dropped on the floor. Rebirth. Oh, this is perfect. Y'all, these next 2 weeks, I'm telling you, are going to be crazy. We can manifest. We need to focus on ourselves. We can manifest whatever we want. We can all have a rebirth in the next 2 weeks. This is a powerful 2 weeks. New moon to full moon, winter solstice, all of it. New Year's Day, all of it. From now, I think the full moon's the 4th of January. From now till then, powerful time for rebirth. Whatever you need to do to manifest things with good intention, do it now. Do it now. Okay. I am coming to the end of my, oh my God, I missed so many comments. I'm so far behind. I'm sorry, you guys. Hi, Era Shelley. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Yes. One more for Emma. Emma. It's quite a dilemma. Emma. Anybody know where that song's from? Emma, it's quite a dilemma. Emma. First one to know is the greatest subscriber in the world. Emma, it's quite a dilemma. Emma. Hope. Hope. No, mangled. Emma, hope is the light in the darkness, never extinguish it. And I know Emma enough to know she's my sweet great niece. I know her enough to know she's a very powerful soul that has been sometimes surrounded by some things that were negative in her life, but she did not allow that to keep her down. She did not allow that to make her a different person than she is. She overcame it, and she's making a wonderful life for herself because she's brilliant and she's strong and she's intelligent and she's wise and she's kind and she's compassionate, and she has all the tools to have the most wonderful life. Emma, hope. And also for a loved one who you may be worried about. A loved one who you may be worried about. I saw a video today, and I'm going to talk about this for anybody. This time of year can be a struggle for many people. It was a young lady who was talking about, she was having a conversation with a stranger who was a male, and she was going on and on about her problems. And he said to her, he was a complete stranger. He said, I would rather hear your problems and have you here than not be here by choice, if you know what I mean. I don't want to get banished. So just a thought. So hope is the light. And Emma, you are a bright light in this world. Keep shining. The Emma song is from the show Friends. Emma, it's quite a dilemma. Emma, which is who my niece is named after on Friends. Okay. I guess I watched Friends too much. All right, last one for member C. Tristan. Yeah, I'm not going to get to everybody. Determination. Okay, C. Tristan, stay determined. Stay determined. If you know what you're doing is correct and right for you and does no harm to others, stay determined and do it. Don't let anybody else talk you out of your journey. Your journey is yours, not anybody else's. As long as it's going to do no harm and be for the greater good of your life and eventually others. So that's for you, C. Tristan. All right, let's see. Okay, everyone, nobody knew the Emma song but me. Y'all need to watch more TV. I'm just kidding. I just watch too much TV. I am so happy that you guys are all here. I'm just checking the comments one more time. You are welcome, Lori. And thank you, Mangled. You're welcome, C. Tristan. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, everyone, for spending this Friday with me. My voice is about to go. Have a hopefully wonderful holiday. At least if you try to be peaceful, try to meditate, try to not react. If you're around people who try to make you react, stay peaceful and in the moment. And if somebody triggers you at a family event, just say, I need to take a walk. I'm going to take a walk. Just go take a walk. And it's okay if you leave. It's okay. Or don't go at all. It's fine. They'll get over it or not. And if they don't get over it, then they don't deserve you anyway. I send love to all of you and thank you for being here. And I'm traveling next week. Not sure if I'll be live next Friday, maybe live next Saturday night. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Stay safe. Always be kind to each other.